there, welcome to Is It Really That Easy? We're a channel devoted to finding out if projects and products are as easy as they claim. Share, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, and so you can be privy to all of our fun, quirky videos. I'm Bonnie.
I'm Sue.
So, we're doing something fun today.
Oh, we are.
What is it?
Well, I don't know what you call it. What do you call it?
I call it chemical air burning.
Yeah. You take stencils and you put them on wood, and then you concoct these two things together, which will show you, and then you burn it. It's such fun.
And it's so easy. You know how I've got all kinds of razor tip, and it's an expensive machine with a lot of fancy little tips. And there's some things you just can't get away from it. You have to use those kind of tools. This here, anybody can do.
Yep.
It's so, Brittany, my daughter, she got like addicted to it. She's majorly addicted to that and pour painting. She's like majorly hooked. Yes.
Pour painting, I don't think I'm a fiber girl. I'm all about fiber, so this is really, out of my realm.
It's out of your comfort zone, but yes, you've been doing very well. Now, these here are stencils that my daughter did make on her Cricut. What you need is a stencil that you can put on the wood and it sticks. And now, Sue, you did it a few different ways, though. Why don't you tell our listeners how you did it when you didn't have this kind of stencil?
Okay, I got regular stencils at Hobby Lobby, or you can find stencils on Amazon. And they're not sticky, but I got some temporary adhesive that you just spray on the back, and you don't need a lot. I learned that you don't need to cover the whole back. You just need cover what you want, because you do have to touch it, which doesn't hurt your project at all. But, just to save yourself from getting sticky fingers, you don't need a lot. You just need enough. So then this I put on my board, and I burned it with that, and it worked really well.
Okay, which is great, because I thought I made the mistake of getting this stencil off the internet, off of Amazon, and it was for silk screening, which means that it was solid. So when you put it on your silk screen, your paint only goes to the white, not to wherever else it is. Well, that didn't do me any good. Now, I'm not going to say I'm not going to try it, because I will. Not silk screening, but I'm going to try this for this. But my daughter sat there and said, "Oh, Mom, just send me the file. I'll go ahead and make you guys." And she did.
Yeah.
So I am majorly excited about it. And what we need is a board.
Got my board.
Okay, she's got a fancy board. I have a piece of board that is like the back of a wainscot.
Yeah.
At Lowe's today, and didn't even think about it. Didn't even give it a thought. Okay, so Sue, you have the proportions that we need, and what we're working with is ammonium chloride. Now, this stuff, everybody, is something that you would get for an aquarium, and if you don't have livestock, and just like coral, like no fish, no crabs, no nothing like that, the fish and crabs give off a certain amount of ammonia, and that is with the bacteria that allows and helps your plants in there to grow. So you need that. If you don't have fish, you need something like this to go ahead and replace that.
Interesting.
And then we have food thickener. Well, this stuff right here is Fritz. Do you have the Fritz? Yeah, you have the Fritz as well. And that is bought off of Amazon. And I believe
Ammonium chloride. Get the food thickener up there.
The food thickener is it's called Dysphagia Aid.
Yep.
And it is a food thickener. And a lot of people, I don't know what you would even use this for, honestly, but it's a food thickener. And thus being, you can eat it and stuff. Not that you'd want to, but I'm just saying it's food safe. This, of course, is not. So, but mix them together Okay, Miss Sue, why don't you tell us how much of these ingredients that we need?
You need 1.5 teaspoons of the ammonium chloride. 1.5 teaspoons.
Okay, I don't have half a teaspoon, but I'm just going to wing it.
She's gonna eyeball it.
I wing everything. You know that. You know that. How much thickener?
4 teaspoons of the thickener.
And we need to mix some water with that. And how much water do we need?
1/8 of a cup.
You already have some mixed up, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
My luck, it'll be dried out, but it shouldn't be because I had a nice little, oh dear. Oh no, it's still good. It's just getting moldy. Maybe I should whip up a fresh batch.
Go for it. Now, just an FYI for everybody there, you can save the mixture if you're going to do a project within the next few days.
Right.
Brittany tried, I had mixed an immense amount, and my daughter said, oh, I want to try it. I said, well, take this home. And she did a couple projects and put it in her refrigerator, and it was like 4 days later and it was all moldy. So given that, I would say I knocked the recipe down to like half, which is what we're mixing right now. I would mix to suit the amount of projects you have to do, or, gather up, a bunch of wood and decide I'm going to do this amount of projects. Okay. So now we're going to sit this aside so that it gets good and thick. This is not thick enough. We want it so that when we go ahead and paint this on the surface, it doesn't run. We want it to stay in one spot. So we want it to gel up really good. So you'll need a paintbrush.
Yep, I got that.
And your wood and your stencil, of course. And you need a heat gun. Blow dryer will not work. Blow torch will not work. Anything other than a heat gun. It's got to be something that'll get to 450 to 500 degrees Celsius, and that's about 800 degrees Fahrenheit. So I have an old one. Actually, this was my dad's. I gave my old one to Brittany because hers pooped out on her. And Sue just got a new one. She's so lucky. Hers is so pretty.
It is very pretty. Because my old one pooped out on me, so I just bought a new one. It's very nice, handheld.
I love it because it's got that narrow nozzle there, and she can direct that heat. That is awesome.
I'll just leave it on because I was going to take it off and show you, but you know how that works. So
okay, now this being made on the Cricut, it has paper on the back, and we're going to take that off right now. And when you take off this paper, you will have the stencil, and it's attached to a transfer paper, which is sticky. So sticky side down, you'll want to center it on your board.
Which we already pre-marked before.
I did not. Of course I didn't.
Bonnie's gonna eyeball.
I never pre-mark anything. If I got it uncentered, I go to the table saw and I cut my wood so that it is.
That is funny as heck.
Okay, now when you're going ahead and putting this on, you want to make sure that every single solitary little bit is pressed down, because when you bring up this clear part, you don't want it to bring up all the black with it. Okay.
That's why I don't think these fancy grooves are a very good idea.
Well, it might pose a problem, and then on the other hand, it might not. So that's kind of iffy, isn't it? And it probably wouldn't be a bad idea if you had like a credit card or something. My wood is like plywood, so it's very, very groovy and stuff. So
I'm going to use my bowling sanction card.
I am going to assume that I did a good enough job, or maybe not.
We'll find out. So now what, do you peel the clear stuff
yeah,
off?
but my black is coming up right with it, so.
What's that supposed to happen?
No, it's not. Okay, well, peel it off from the corner.
Oh, I lost a dot.
Okay, well, you'll have to put your chasing him around.
Definitely need a tweezers when we come back from break on that.
Yeah, I think so.
This is gonna be harder than heck to.
Okay, got that one. Now, these two little feet. I shouldn't call them little feet. They're just what marks the separation. You know, so they're just
Yes.
a little tiny dot. And tiny it is.
It sure is.
Okay, there's one.
But it's such a cute stencil.
It is. And I know that most people might sit there and go, I'm not doing all that. Well,
No.
you know, when you sit there and you look at certain stencils and stuff like that, and you see one you really, 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 really like, where'd it go?
Just do it.
Uh-oh. Oh, it's on my nail.
Uh-huh.
Okay, that's going to have to do it. Okay. So now we're going to make sure that the stencil is adhered everywhere. No matter what, it has to be adhered to your wood as securely as possible because we don't want the solution to bleed under the stencil.
Right.
Because that would be very, very bad. Just you don't
learn that when you burn it, if it bled underneath the stencil or not.
Well, especially if you go through as much work as we just did right here with this little pain in the ass stencil, and that you certainly don't want to end up being careless and having it bleed under because you didn't make sure all your little edges were down. Okay, so
you're ready for the chemical.
Let's see. See, this is the consistency that, yes, we are looking for. Kind of like
Jello.
Partially melted Jello. Oh, it'd be good if my paintbrush stayed on. Okay, now we're going to put a thin coat. We don't need a lot. So do not over saturate.
Correct.
Because
I've learned a lesson on that.
Right, and you want to go in all different directions to make sure that you got every bit of it. And be careful that you don't go over your stencil because you don't want to burn. We take the stencil off before we burn it. I know, but I'm saying don't go over the sides of your stencil. Oh, that way? Yeah. I'm like, oh, I just went over the stencil. No. But not the sides where I don't want, you know? Right. Yeah, you want to probably go in each direction to make sure that you have every bit of the stencil, the open part of the stencils covered. And so that's why you want to make sure that you get every little last little edge peeled down. What you got, Ronnie? Huh? What kind of paintbrush are you using? I am using, it's a number 24. I don't know if that tells anybody anything, but it's just it's a large artist brush. I have an angled brush. Oh, you look at how special she is. Yeah, I don't know what that number 24 means at all. So I don't either, honey, I don't either. I'm like, okay. Okay, so in essence now, what we have to do is not be impatient because this has to dry. It has to dry. It has to dry, and the reason for this is that if you try to burn this when it is wet, it will bubble, and you don't want bubbling. And you don't want to leave it dry for days on end either. Yeah, she tried a couple different ways there and found that letting it dry for too long was not necessarily a good thing. Less is more. Right, but I may have had it too thick too, so that could have been another problem. Right. I just got it on because I didn't know. Well, we were very new to this. So, very new. And I'm like, oh, thicker is better. More is better, and sometimes that just is not the case. Okay, so are you satisfied? I'm not done. You're not done? No. Okay, I'll speed this along. No, you're fine. You don't have to rush. Okay. No rushing allowed. We already established that, remember? That's right. Okay, so what you end up with is this, and see how you can see the little shadows and stuff, even with the light, you can see the shadows of where all that liquid went, or where that gel went. And what we want to do is make sure that it all dries. So when Sue is done, we will go ahead and take a little 15-20 minute break. It shouldn't take that long because we did not put a thick coat on. And we'll come right back, and then we'll get to work the magic. Well, we have to read off all the Yeah, we have to take off the whole stencil. Yeah, but then that's where the magic begins. It is such a cool process if you have never done it, and if you have never seen it. If you've never seen it, it is so cool, and if you ever did it, you'll want to do more. It's just that easy and that magical when the picture starts to just appear, like out of nowhere, right? Yep, just like when we were kids. So I'm aging myself by saying we used lemon juice and wrote secret messages on paper. Yep. And the person took it and put it over their candle, and the message appeared. It's just like that. It's just basically, yes, it's just like that. Talk about incredibly awesome. It was awesome when we were kids. It's awesome now. Yep. This is just this generation's lemon juice. Yeah. Lemon juice is way cheaper. Yeah, true. Yeah, got me there. That would work the same way on this wood, but we could always try. Okay,
All right. Okay, so for right now, we're going to sign off here and we will be right back. So if you guys are doing this with us, you go ahead and sign off and come right back, and we'll be right back with you. If you want to see this done on a very, very micro managed platform, Witchcraftery 6373 is my other channel, and I'll be doing all classes. And these classes are devised in little tidbit pieces, so 3 to 5, 7 minutes a piece, and you can start and go any time you want. It's very, very structured, very elementary, and it teaches you all kinds of really cool skills. So that being said, I'll put that down in the description.
Perfect.
And that's so. Are you ready to take our break?
I'm ready.
All righty. We are going to take a break. Stop recording. Hey, everybody, we're back. We braked for what, maybe about 15 minutes or so, and we are dry enough. Okay. So we're going to start weeding this out. If it gets too lengthy or whatnot, we'll have Ronnie go ahead and speed it up. So we're going to start taking tweezer and taking off all the little bits and pieces, which will probably be the most annoying part of this entire project.
Yep, other stencils are way easier, but you know,
Right.
we like to do difficult things. So
we are certainly not afraid to.
No, this little tedious stuff, no problem. A different angle.
Yeah.
Okay, I got a couple more pieces that ripped off.
So you can see it this way.
I will be good. I'll be ready and ready.
Okay.
Ready. All right.
Are we set?
I am.
I'm excited. Okay. Now we'll probably talk a little bit louder because these machines aren't quiet, but your objective is to stay far enough away from the wood until you know what your wood is going to do, where your heat is going to go ahead and travel to. So start out a little bit further away and move in as you feel comfortable that you're not going to burn stuff that shouldn't be burning. Okay, and we're going to want to keep it moving. go ahead and do that one, Sue.
I'm
Yeah,
not-
see here too. Look at how it was see how it followed that grain?
Yes.
Now, why?
I don't know. Mine followed it too.
Huh. Well, now, that being said, now Sue's done quite a few on pine, and she hasn't run into this particular problem, at least not to this extent,
No.
right?
Not that problem. The other problem was it bled. So let's see what this one does that I had the other stencil.
Above. So, see, now see how the family on hers turned out, just beautiful writing there and stuff. How do you like your leaves?
Yeah, they're okay. They got a little bubbly. I think I had a little too much.
Uh-huh.
So I'm going to sand that off, or I don't know, I could probably pick it off.
You want to sand it.
Then it smears.
Yeah.
So wash off.
Yeah. I would go with a real fine sandpaper and just kind of go over it or whatever the case is. But I think that's real salvageable. That family just turned out so pretty.
Yeah, it's cute. It's cute.
So
that's the gnomes. I'm not happy with the gnomes.
I am totally not happy with the gnomes. I'm very sad as far as the gnomes go, but I think it was my choice of wood. The fact that you have just, the same stuff that you've been using that you did the family on, I don't understand why yours would have turned out like that.
Yeah, I don't know.
I will tell you that I think that this technique is so much better on a tighter grain, a harder wood and stuff like that, like an oak or whatever the case is. I think that's really the ideal. But we've done things on pine before, so it's not as though it doesn't work. And that's just for some reason, for all intents and purposes, this is not what we were going for.
Not at all.
Not at all. So live and learn. But again, check into the class. It'll teach you a little bit more in depth and stuff like that. I look forward for each and every one of you to come and check it out. And we're going to do a lot of cool projects. And so I'm really excited for it, and different techniques to do different kinds of things and stuff like that. So that being said, Miss Sue, this is it.
Yep. Well, I can always paint it and put a different stencil on it.
Well, it's either that or you can use if it's not as bad as mine.
Yeah.
You can probably use that as a guide to paint it as well.
No, that's destroyed.
I know, I'm saying what you have on your board right now.
Oh yeah, I'm not that good at painting. I'm a fiber girl.
Nah. I had some dots turn out really good, and others it's like they're non-existent.
Non-existent. There are no dots except the bubbles that bubbled up.
Yeah. Oh my God, I see like 4 dots on yours. See, mine at the very top.
Oh yeah.
I did have some dots going, but then they got lost. So.
Oh well, that's too small.
Yeah, it could very well be. You might want to stick with a little bit larger and stencil or whatever. But okay, well, it is easy.
That I agree.
It is easy. I myself am going to stick with less intricate patterns.
Yes.
And that because you can see
turned out nice.
Yeah, you can see how Sue's turned out. Very nice, very pretty. And so maybe we got just a little overzealous with the gnomes.
It was worth a try.
It was worth a try. Anyway, we hope you guys all enjoyed this video. We're going to sign off for right now. And remember to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you can be privy to all of our fun, quirky videos. In the meantime, I'm Bonnie.
I'm Sue.
We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.